Welcome back to our special Saving the California Dream. Heidi, okay, where are we going to go next?
We're going to go to Siskiyou County. It's a region, a northern county, the 5th largest in the state, with amazing natural resources. But its industries, lumber, mining, have been effectively shut down by regulations. And now farmers tell us they're worried agriculture is next.
It still looks the same, despite everything that's going on down there.
Many of our governmental officials are more concerned about fish, plants, birds, and frogs than they are about the people they serve. And that's the bottom line.
Water is more precious than gold, and the government wants to control that 100%.
We went from a county that had some 60 to 70 mills that were employing people down to a remaining 2.
First they took out 6,000 loggers, now 3,000 miners. These are all the plans that we had for retirement. That's dead.
The only reason I'm still here is you can't grow hay in China.
It's a very hard living. There's not a lot of profit. This year alone, I think we had close to an 800% increase in our water fee. Most of us, the farmers up here, are just trying to make, an honest living, trying to provide food for California, food for America, and it's becoming more and more difficult to do that. We'll see how small the river is that we're fighting over.
Just based on what you're telling me, it sounds like this is about control.
It's about controlling water, because if they can control the water, then they can control all aspects of what type of either farming or economic activity that can occur up here.
If they take away my groundwater, there won't be a ranch. I don't have any other means of water. If they take it away, there's really nothing left.
All right, here's some more hard numbers. The real unemployment in that area is 20%. Farmers have seen an 800% increase in their water fees just this year. And from 2000 to 2009, California taxpayers have paid out $11 million in just the legal fees for environmental lawsuits. That's just to 2 nonprofits. Many of these lawsuits settle with no evidence any fish or bird was ever harmed. That's not to say environmental regulations have not made a difference over the years, because of course they have. But the question now is, has some of it gone too far?
You know, and that's the thing, is that it seems to me, to a lot of people and to reporters like us, who we see, it seems like no one's using their head here.
No.
There's regulation on top of regulation, and bureaucrats just creating more work for them to keep them going, and really hurting these farmers who are trying to, as he said, trying to feed California.
And you know what I have found that's going to be something that's very unpopular, but what I'm going to be looking into in the next few weeks, is that there seems to be a cottage industry of environmental lawsuits. All these nonprofits that are suing, taking federal money, millions of dollars in federal money, to sue the federal government. And like we said, a lot of them settle with no evidence that there was anything wrong.
They're funding, the federal government is funding the environmental groups that are then suing
the federal government. And the legal fees we pay out sometimes
makes complete sense, doesn't it?
Okay, gentlemen, your take on this.
I would say that, this is just another example. It's a great piece, another example of what happens during mismanagement. And you look at government mismanagement, that ripple effect goes down to every industry, and now we're seeing it even in the agricultural industry. I do a lot of, my company, Leasestation, does a lot of lending in the agricultural industry, and we're starting to see a lot of people really coming to us. The balance sheets are changing of these individuals. We look at these people to give them money, and I can see it. I can see the effect that these burdens are taking on these people, that they're not as profitable as they used to be, and it's a shame.
You have thoughts, Brian, on this?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I absolutely feel for these people in this county. I mean, it's just devastating what's happening up there, and again, it comes down to too much government regulation. Amen. I'm an environmentalist. I really am. I believe in protecting what needs to be protected, but at the same time, I believe in people. I believe people come first, and I don't think that is happening in that county.
A lot of folks have said, we get the environmental message now, we get it. We don't need it beaten over our head with it, but it's interesting to see how it's affected business in California, all across California.
And I'll tell you one thing, when I went up there, you can tell who the environmentalists are. It's the farmers, period.
They're the original environmentalists. California is still thriving with business and tech innovators despite all of this talk that we're having here. And many believe if there's anyone who's going to save the state, it is those innovators.
There are certain people who want to save dollars, save money on taxes, or for whatever reason they want to watch the bottom line. My approach to it is grow even faster.